Hi everybody, this is Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art, and for our next coming project we are going to be doing a galaxy night sky. So we're going to have lots of fun with colors and we're going to play with a new element, which is salt. That's how we get these fun textures here. So tune in with us at 7:15 Central Standard Time on Tuesday nights, but for now here's a little preview. Okay, so for my night sky I'm going to start with a circle, and the colors I'm using today are black, Norway blue, moss rose, and hyacinth blue. Now with this sky, what we want to remember is we want to keep our edges, so our sides and the top, darker, and then as we go towards the middle and towards the bottom, we're going to lighten that up. Now this is where it's fun. You can just add a little bit of color as you go around, but we really want to keep the edges and the top dark. And what that is going to do, and how that's going to elevate your painting, is it's going to show that there is depth and space. If it was all one value, which is if the whole circle was completely dark, then it would kind of look flat. But because we're allowing some light into it, it's going to show a sense of space, it's going to show depth, and it's really going to seem like a sky, an expansive sky. So really, after I lay down my dark colors on the edge, I'm really just taking water and blending that color out. I'm going to do a kind of medium wash in between here because I don't want it to be such a strong jump from dark to light. And as you're kind of blending things out, this is where it's fun. You can drop in little bits of color, some purple and some moss rose here and there. Now the moss rose that I just put down, it's a little bit too bright there, so I'm going to cover that up with another layer of a darker wash, just because I want it to match what's around it. And my right side got a little bit too light, so I'm going to darken that a little bit too. Now while this is wet is when we want to add our salt. So you're going to take some salt, you can use just table salt, and kind of sprinkle it here and there. Now I probably put a little bit too much, that last dump, that right there, that was a little bit too much. But if you really like this, the texture and the effect it has, and you want to go for it, then that's fine. You can use as much as you want. Now we want this to dry, so this is a good time maybe to take your water, go get some clean fresh water, because the next things we are going to add are the white stars. So you want to make sure your paper is pretty much dry, and then we're going to take our bleed proof white and our fan brush, and we're going to just start flicking. Now you're going to get paint pretty much everywhere, so be careful what's by your painting, because as we flick this paint it's going to get other places besides our paper. And we want to do this in layers, because the night sky, if you look at stars, there are clusters of stars, there are bigger stars, there are smaller stars. So I like to do a layer, and then I let it dry, and then I do another layer. And then in some sections I'll do it kind of a stronger cluster of stars. And to get a stronger cluster, you're just going to put your paintbrush a little bit closer to the paper. If you want more just all over across, you're going to lift your brush up further away from that paper as you flick. Now for our trees, I'm going to use my round 2 brush, and I'm going to start just by a nice thin line, and then I'm going to do kind of just smaller brush marks from the top to the bottom. And as I go down my tree, my brush marks are going to get a little bit bigger, because we want to show, like if you're looking at a tree, the top of the tree, the small branches are at the top and then they get bigger at the bottom, which is really what we're trying to recreate. Now I'm going to do just a small grouping of trees here, and they're really dashes, the mark that I'm making. They're just a bunch of dashes across this straight line that I'm making, which is the stump. Is that the stump of the tree? You guys know what I'm saying. And you can see here as it dries, see all those cool textures that we got from that salt? This is why this project is so fun, because you can do this over and over again and you are going to get different results every time. Oh, hey.
That's it? No.
That's it, done. Cut.
No, then go to the video.